Oh, you're right.
Well, that was interesting. The wild camp last night did not work out how I wanted it to. I didn't get moved on or anything. It was it just, the wind really picked up. So there's no, even though I thought I was shielded from the wind, it could have been windy all day, but maybe the wind changed position or something, so it just hit the tent. Although I think it was worse in other places. So the tent was flapping around all night, and it wasn't level either, so I was sliding down and across and stuff. So basically I've had very little sleep last night, so that's not ideal. Good news is it forced me to get up early, because I thought this is just ridiculous. So about 6:30 I was on my way, which is good. So I'm hoping to actually get breakfast in Port Isaac, which was about 6 miles away from where I camped, which is positive. I've stopped a few times, taped up my boots again. It's hard work this morning. It's quite up and down. I think I'm just tired, which doesn't help. So just gonna get on with it, really, one step after another, and all that. It's clearing up a bit now. It's not. It rained in the night. It's not rained at all today yet. It's windy in places. I've got a bit of shelter here, but I can see the clouds are lifting a bit, so it might be. I started the day with my waterproof and the sort of fleecy jumper thing's really thin, and this t-shirt, and I'm now down to t-shirt, so it's obviously getting warm. Tintagel is over there. Can't remember how long it takes to get there. I think I'm going to try and camp just after Bowcastle, which is further up the coast. But again, all up in the air. Not sure. First thing I think is just to get to Port Isaac and get some food down me, and then reassess. But you know, all wild camps can't be perfect, can they? I really need to learn the lesson though of leaving myself exposed to the weather. One thing though, the wind felt really strong. I think wind often feels stronger than it actually is, but it felt strong, and the tent handled it, so that gives me some confidence. There was only one peg that was loose this morning. The rest of them had held, and I stayed dry, so that's really positive. So yeah, I'll just apologise. My written work on my blogs at the moment. Because I'll be honest, I'm feeling quite tired. I'm feeling a little bit fatigued generally. So it's not as good as I'd like it to be. But I'm trying my best. But I'm just a bit tired, I think. Is that fair enough? Can I admit I'm tired? I'm tired. I've admitted it. Right, I'm going to try and get breakfast, maybe even breakfast pudding. I've been looking out for this for a while. This is where I camped last time around here. I managed to wedge my tent in there. Although I don't think I'd do it now based on the amount of cow pats and stuff around here. It's probably a little unwise. Yeah, had a nice view, didn't I? I'm finding the steepness of this and the height quite shocking. Can't really see it on the camera, I don't suppose, but yeah, looking down from the top at the stream at the bottom almost makes you scared. So it's all ended, I think, rather well. I was tired today, as you know, because I didn't get enough sleep last night. So the wild camp that I've got tonight may or may not end up all right. It feels like it's going to be okay at the moment. Despite being tired, I'm just let's see if we can enjoying the view. I'm headed down in this little hole down here. So I don't think, no, you see my tent down there. Should be able to see it. So yeah, I'm just sat here watching the sunset. I didn't get anywhere near as far as I wanted to get. I thought I might get as far as Boscastle? I think it's a Boscastle earlier, Boscastle. I even had a campsite in mind, but I'm 10 miles short of that, massively short of that. But I don't mind. I did mine earlier, but I think I was just tired. I was thinking, oh yeah, if I don't get there, then I won't get there, and I'll finish later. But it turns out it doesn't matter if I finish later. So I'm not even as far as Tintagel. Is that how you say it? Tintagel. So about 2 miles short of that. But I found a spot to camp. Basically, I went for a meal in the pub at the place before. Just forced myself to stop and have something to eat. And that made me feel pretty good. And then I met a guy who's just down here for a quick holiday. His wife's gone to Greece or Turkey or something with some mates, and we were just chatting, and he said, oh, I'm from Leicestershire. I went, oh okay, I'm from Ratby. He went, oh, I was born in Ratby, Station Road I think he said, or Stamford Street, I can't remember. It's called Gareth anyway. He's 9 years younger than me, but he lives in Thornton now, which is just down the road. So small world, isn't it? And he was a nice bloke. So yeah, tomorrow I'm just going to see how far I get. Tomorrow I might only get as far as the campsite I was going to try and get to today. We'll see how much sleep I get. It's got to be better than last night's sleep. That was diabolical. But I'm properly quite out of the wind here. So I'm convinced it's going to be a lot better. I was just rude to, I think this is from the Netherlands. I didn't mean to be. They walked past and I was trying to get the Kindle to download a book, a new book, and I just asked them, I said, do you two know how to use Kindles? Anyway, they tried to help me, but they couldn't. Anyway, they were talking and said, oh, are you going to camp here? And I went, yeah. And they went, I said, oh, are you on holiday? And they were saying, yeah, we're backpacking, but we've got a Airbnb or something tonight. So I said, oh, you'll have a good night then. And they went, oh yeah, good night, and then walked off. So I think they thought I was a bit abrupt at ending the conversation, but I didn't mean good night. I mean, so I feel like they probably think I'm really horrible now, but it was a mistake. I wish I'd gone after them now and said, no, I didn't mean that, but that would have probably made me look like a maniac. So probably best I didn't. Anyway, it's been quite hard work today. I think we're getting into that North Cornwall section where it's difficult. It just occurred to me, I've got the sun there, where it's difficult, and like I said, barely had any sleep, so I think it's hardly surprising I found it hard today. So I'll accept that. I don't think I'm too old yet. I think I'm just tired. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. There's not a lot to say. So yeah, up down, lot of up down, quite hard work. Had a nice meal in the pub. Might have treated myself to a glass of wine. Chilled me out, and then a mile later, just found somewhere to camp. So even though I was struggling today, it's ended very well. I'll tell you one thing I've discovered doing these little videos. I don't mind my voice as much now. I used to hate my voice, now I don't mind it as much. But I hate the fact that my R's sound like W's, or my W's sound like R's sometimes. It's like I'm a mild version of Jonathan Ross. So that was disappointing. I thought I had perfect elocution, but turns out I don't. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to go. So at midday, I've walked 5.5 miles already. Got through Tintagel, did a slight diversion, got myself some breakfast, bought some chocolate from the shop. So I'm all set up now, because I don't think there's much in terms of shops anyway until I get to Bude now, and I don't think that'll be today. I think that'll be tomorrow, which means I'm glad that I've got enough stocks to keep me going, but not too many because you have to carry them. It's always a dilemma. Brilliant night in camp. I slept so well, I forgot where I was. It was that nice. So yeah, really good sleep. I woke up about 7 o'clock. I've been waking up at 5 o'clock most mornings, and I just woke up at 7, slept all the way through. So that was brilliant. I felt so much better for it. Yeah, so brilliant night in camp. Sorry, people went by and I was chatting to them. So, and I'm still not super confident. I just carry on talking. Still feels a bit odd. But yeah, so feel great today. I don't know how far I'm going to walk. No idea. Just going to keep going till I've had enough. If that happens to be near a campsite, I'll use a campsite. If not, I'll wild camp again. But that'd be 3 nights in a row. The most I've done on this trip is 4 nights in a row, and I can already tell that I'm starting to feel a bit minging. Basically, it's not nice. So I probably would like a shower, but we'll see. I'm going to play it by ear. I'm not going to push myself today at all. Just going to see what happens. The other good thing is it's Friday. I think it's Friday, which is the last day of half term. So maybe we've got the weekend, and then everyone will go home, and I'll have these places to myself again, which would be nice. It's funny. I love watching families out. Some of them you think, are you sure you're enjoying yourself? The kids look annoyed. The parents look annoyed. It's just like, I don't know. It just makes me chuckle. And other people, there's some people that they're having pictures taken, and yes, I think every picture must be they want to frame it for the wall or something, because they're doing the proper poses and having flowers or a poignant looking out to sea look and stuff like that. I quite enjoy the people watching actually. I got through Tintagel quite early, but it was already getting busy with all the. It's funny. I call them tourists. I guess I'm a tourist as well, but I feel like I'm not. I feel like I'm different, but I'm not. Am I? I'm just a tourist as well. But I guess because I've walked here, it makes me feel different. It doesn't really make sense, does it? Anyway, I feel good. This section, all the way up to Heartland Point, is a real killer. I remember that from last time. You can't expect to do it fast. You just got to take every up and down as it comes. And because there's a lot of them. And just, you don't try and think about the whole thing. Don't try and think, I'm not making progress, because you just upset yourself. And unless you're some kind of ultra-marathon person that's a lot fitter than I am, you just got to accept this bit's going to take a long time. And that's just get your head down and walk it. But it is beautiful around here. The coastline is gorgeous. So there's something to distract you. Right. On that note, I'm going to go and carry on. Now these things are prickly and they're just ankle height or calf height, and they just sting you as you walk by, or scratch you. They're not really stinging, they just got spikes on them. I think these are my least favourite. I'm absolutely loving this section. Loving how the path just winds round this bit. It's brilliant. I did spot a decent camping spot 100 yards back that I was tempted by. But it was a bit too early to stop really. Plus it had no mobile coverage. It's like buying a house. You need all the amenities. Right, I'm carrying on. I've just zipped this up because I'm lying down with my head forward, and I don't want anyone to see if I've got a double chin. I might not have a double chin, but this way you can't see it. Right, yeah. So I've camped in a bit just before Crackington, I think. I didn't want to get that far really. I sort of got near there probably at the wrong time, and I didn't fancy walking through. And then I saw this sort of flat bit of ground that I'm on, but it's not. It's way off the path. I had to sort of scramble down to it. And while I was just sitting, waiting for a bit before I put my tent up, a goat looked at me. So I'm camped with goats, and I don't know if that's an issue or not. They looked at me for a bit and then ran off. And if people are screaming at me now going, "Ben, goats are very dangerous, get out of there," I can't hear you. And it's in the past now. So yeah, it's either gone terribly wrong or I got away with it. Anyway, I've pitched up, so I'm happy. It's been a great day. Scenery is amazing. It's obviously quite challenging terrain, although I would still argue that the path between St Just and St Ives is harder, just because of all the boulders and stuff on it. The path on here is really good. It's got steps, or it's got switchbacks and all sorts. So even though you've got to go up and down loads, and there's a lot more of that to come, all the way up to Heartland Point, which is probably 2 days away, at least the path is easy. You can walk on it and you can stop us off. There's chairs everywhere. Every time I see a chair, like a bench, I sit on it and I think, Ben, you've got to stop doing that, because you're not going to get to the end because you keep on stopping. So yeah, it's beautiful. So I've really enjoyed walking on the path today. I've not gone very far. I could have gone further. Could have worked a bit harder today, but I chose not to. So I've not done many miles at all. But I haven't got a deadline, really. I did start a couple of days ago. I did start thinking about the end, but the problem for me is once I start thinking about the end, I start almost wishing I was there. So I'd start wishing my life away, which is odd because I'm not desperate to finish, but obviously it's quite hard doing this walk. So maybe you're just thinking about your home comforts or something, I don't know. But the minute you start thinking about it, it sort of ruins the walk a bit. I've met a girl today. She was ever so nice. She was a maths teacher. She was just down here walking for a few days. I talked too much to her, actually. I kept on rabbiting on. I dread to think what she thought. Anyway, she was asking me about the end, and I was saying, because she was saying, "Oh wow, you've nearly finished it," and she was really so kind and really excited by it all. And I went, "Oh yeah, I don't like to think about it." And she thought I'd said that because I was dreading the end, because I didn't want to go back to normal life. But what I was thinking was, the minute I start thinking about it, I just almost want to get to the end. But she is right though, because I do dread finishing it as well. I don't look forward to not having this walk to do, having it in my past rather than my future. So I worry about both sides of it. So I want to finish it and I don't want to finish it. It's really confusing, and I can't explain it. Can't explain it at all. Maybe it doesn't make. Maybe it's not explainable, or maybe both things could be true. That you still want to be on it, but you want to finish it. So yeah, it's very confusing. It's really pretty as well. I'm just watching out the tent now because you can see all the mist coming in off the sea, and I can just about see Tintagel in the distance. I've met a few people as well today that were walking the other way, and they were telling me where they were going to today, and it didn't matter what they said. I heard Tintagel. So a lady was talking to me for a little while, and she's saying, "Oh, it's only about an hour to Tintagel, isn't it?" And I thought, "No, it's about 3." And she went, "No, I'm sure it's sooner than that." And I was saying, "Oh, okay, fine," but she might have said Boscastle, and then she was right. So I've been giving out false information, I think. Don't listen properly. Anyway, I'm on a flat pitch today, so hopefully I'll get another good night's sleep if I don't get attacked by goats in the night. I'm a little bit worried. When I find a good pitch, I always think, what's the catch? How why is no one else here? Not that I've seen many wild campers on this route at all. In fact, I've seen no tents at all. I've seen the odd abandoned one in towns, but nothing else. But yeah, I always think, what's the catch? Right. can't think of anything else. It's a bit boring really, isn't it? So yeah, I've just had a really nice walk. I've had a really good day. The weather's been good, occasionally misty, but that's been really pretty as well. So pretty spot on really. And I've only got half a mile to walk, or about a mile to walk to Crackington. I think it's Crackington. Me and Jenny visited it, had a hot chocolate. Oh yeah, I went to a cafe in Boscastle. I didn't realise Boscastle was the one that flooded about 20 years ago. With a massive torrent of water flowed down it. And I think everyone was all right. It was a real miracle. I went into a cafe, ordered a luxury hot chocolate because that's what I have now, and they didn't have any marshmallows. And they said, "Oh, we can put cream on it." But I thought, no. It don't work. It has to have marshmallows on it. So I didn't have a luxury one. Just had a normal one. So that was disappointing. Right, I'm done. I'm gonna go. Hopefully, good night's sleep. Well, that worked out a lot easier than expected. I've just managed to... I'm just going to walk back up actually. I can't be bothered. So I was camping right down over the other side there, and my walk in, I just sort of walked around the edge on there. Walk out was a lot easier. It took a few minutes. There were sort of some paths, I don't know if animal tracks or human tracks, probably human tracks. So there were the sort of the faintest marks, so I just followed them. So it's easier to get out than to get in this case. So I'm off to Crackington now. The cafe that I want to have my breakfast at doesn't open till 9 and it's 20 to 8, so it's probably... I might be there a little bit early, but I'm not going to do what I sometimes do and just say, oh, I'll carry on, because the next place that you can eat is a good few hours away and I'm hungry, and they might have luxury hot chocolate with marshmallows. So I'll hang around anyway for them to open. But that spot was good. I didn't get eaten by a goat or even attacked. As a kid, people used to say goats would eat everything, like eat tents and stuff. So I was a little bit worried about that, but they didn't. They left me alone. I only, in fact, saw that one goat looking at me, and then they left me alone, and I left them alone. So we're all happy. But yeah, slept really well. The sea was really noisy, but I think it's quite soothing. Plus, I live near the M1 at home. So I'm used to like the hum of a noise, and the sea's better than the motorway. So really good night's sleep. I'm going to get on. based on that gate that's hovering in midair, I think we've had some subsidence around here, or cliff fall. I remember this bit from before, that path in the distance there. It's like a high level corridor between two valleys. It means you don't have to go down then all the way up again, because there's a lot of that on this route. But there is our little saviour. Alright, I'm walking without a backpack. I tell you what, it's amazing the difference. It's like I'm floating. Anyway, I've not abandoned it. I've decided to. I've gone to a campsite tonight, and now I'm walking to the co-op, which is about 2 miles away, to get supplies for the next couple of days, because I don't think there's any shops or anything on the next for the next couple of days. Not that I can think of anyway. I think the next decent place I can get anywhere is Westwood Ho, and yeah, that's definitely tomorrow night and the night after, and then I get to Westwood Ho. So I need to just pick up a few things to make sure I can get through. It's a bit controversial because this campsite is 2 miles inland and up a big hill as well, and then the co-op's another 2 miles. So I'm obviously I'm gonna do that again, getting back. So I'm actually doing an extra 8 miles. which seems a lot. Does seem a lot, doesn't it? But it's I think it's worth it. I could have gone to the Sainsbury's in Bude, which would have saved this co-op walk, but then I would have been carrying everything that I'm going to eat tonight on my back today. And anyway, I thought it'd be easier just to take the walk, assuming I don't get run over. There's obviously no pavement. So it's good. It's a good day. I'm feeling a bit tired. I'm sort of feeling heavy, like gravity's increased today. So I found it quite hard work, and I've been resting loads. I just keep on stopping. But I guess that's just I just guess that's because I've been on the road for so long, or on the path for so long. So it's to be expected. And this bit of the path is quite up and down, but I do feel like I could probably be working a bit harder. But I'm not. So, I fell over. I had a fall. I'm old enough now to have a fall, aren't I? And it was just on some grass. It was a little bit damp going down a hill, and it was slippy. So my foot just slid from under me. So I went from standing up to lying down on my backpack. But quick check, no one saw me. That's the main thing, isn't it? So I quickly got up and carried on. So I got breakfast this morning in Crackington Haven. It was absolutely rammed. So many people there. Luckily I got there quite early. But there's just loads of people. I don't know where they all came from. There was only one other backpacker. Everyone else I think had just come out of hotels or driven down and stuff. And some were getting on buses, and then others were heading anti-clockwise, so heading towards Tintagel, whereas I'd bet most people tend to go that way, so I was going the other way. So I felt my decision to do this walk clockwise against the norm is quite good in that sense, because there's a lot of people. So yeah, it's a bit strange, but then I met this guy at the shop, and he was surprised, and he had asked the staff about it, and they said this was not a normal occurrence. They were surprised by the amount of people as well. But he shocked me. He's doing it for a week, so he's getting as much path as he can in the week, and he's like doing a pincer movement on Land's End. So he started on the south coast, and then he did it in the winter, so a lot of the ferries weren't open, so he's gone to the north coast, and eventually it will join up. But I didn't realise he was a backpacker at first, because I looked at his bag, and it was just like some kid's school bag. They've got enough room for their books and stuff in. And he said, oh yeah, basically I'm just carrying a tent and a sleeping bag, and that's it. I was like, that is proper ultralight. I think I need my comfort too much. I don't think I could cope for a whole month with what I'm doing without having a bit more stuff. But wow. But he was moving, so he'd started in Bude this morning. I've only just got past Bude now, and he'd started walking at 4 o'clock this morning, so he'd already done 10 miles by the time I'd done 1. So impressive, but he's not carrying as much stuff, is he? So maybe he's got it right. Nice guy though. So I've got through Bude, a couple of miles outside, past that, then I've walked inland to this campsite. I already knew this campsite existed, because I've been here before. I panicked a bit because some of the buildings that used to be have been knocked down. I thought, oh no, please, when you've walked 2 miles inland, thinking, please let it still be a campsite. Anyway, it was, and they've taken one of my battery banks into their house to charge it, so that's nice of them. Anyway, I think that's about it. I'm a little bit worried about my tiredness. I'm sure it's just normal. I felt a bit dizzy at some points and a bit of a headache. So I'm not sure what that was about, but I feel fine now. So I'm just going to ignore that. Tomorrow night, I was going to go to another campsite that I've been to before, but now they're charging my battery bank here, and that was part of the reason I wanted to go to that one. I might just wild camp again. I'm not sure. I'm just going to play it by ear. Hey, maybe I'll even press onto Heartland Point. That'd be something, wouldn't it? I don't think I'm going to get that far, but you never know. If I do, that'd be good, because that's like turning the corner, and when you get to Heartland Point, you can actually see... You can see Woolacombe, I think, even though it's like 5-6 days away. You can see it, and then after Woolacombe, well, that's a homeward stretch, isn't it? Right, I'm going to switch this off now. Listen to a podcast.